Hi, welcome to the channel. So, as I said, I'm gonna do the live. I'm just gonna try and get through this live as much as I can. So, so yeah, I keep taking deep breaths because that's one thing. So, yesterday I came across a story from Trinidad, and I feel that it's a little girl, it's a little baby. You can say she's about 2 years old. Apparently, what happened, they went to the shop where they, sell food and stuff. And she must have been running and she'd have fell in the pot because I might just double check it. She'd have fell in the pot of lentils. And she got a lot of burns. She got a lot of burns and stuff. They took her to the hospital. Then when she was there, because you see her with the bandages, so obviously they offered her, care. So the little girl, this girl's only 2 or 3. She sat up in the bed. Could you see her sit up in the bed in one of the videos? And she goes to her family, you gotta be strong, you gotta be strong. Now people was mad because that video got circulated of the little girl who fell in the pot. The family, which is why I pulled up on the community tab, apparently they deny it. But what I'm gonna do, if I ain't distracted by nothing else, I go find out how, the story around this. Because, like you get it second, third hand. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a look into it a little bit because I feel that I've got to cover some Trinidadian news sometimes. And well, even though I say that, I know I get distracted once again. But the little girl fell into a pot of lentils. So it must have been a huge pot. Um, she's not very small for a little girl, for a little 2-year-old. She's quite, semi-tall. So they were saying because she was a curious 2-year-old, that's how she came to fall in the pot. But then later on, I found out that how they left her with the grandfather, the mum and dad, the mum, I think, who's 26, and they went to the laundry room or the laundromat somewhere they went. And then when they must have come back, hi, Dr. Amira. When they come back, um, the child must fell into the pot of lentils. Um, my thing is with that, when you're taking a child to a premises where you're doing food, right? Trinidad is one of those places where you can sell food at your house. You can have a whole establishment. They can sell you on the road. That's how Trinidad fluctuates like that. I think Jamaica's a little bit like that as well. So my thing is, once again, I'm going to ask the question: where was the pot of lentils? Was it on the ground level? They said it was on some hob. Now you can get hob that is gas, work by gas, and you can put it on the floor. Another thing I was thinking was you get them little coal pots and you have the big pan on top of it. Because that's how I'm picturing it. Because the way how the child born is her chest, her arms, no, was it her legs? Her chest, her arms, the 2 arms, and I think her legs. Well, luckily he didn't hurt the face. Anyway, the next day they went to the hospital and that's when she passed away. So what they're doing now is an autopsy to find out how this child passed away. Now, first of all, there is a little bit of negligence there. Um, there's a bit of negligence there because in most places that cook food, I don't know. I haven't been in Trinidad for ages. Trinidadians, wherever you are, need to come out and comment for me because my thing is the big pan of lentils, or them huge pan. You know, you get them huge pan, and you're cooking it. So you're on ground level because I know from living in the country and living in Arima, and I think Digger Martin, but in Arima more, right? You have a coal pot and you cook on there, right? You can do breadfruit. You could do put all kinds of pots on it, roti, all kinds of pots, right? Tawa, everything, right? And what bothers me about this, I mean, the girl, the mother's young. The mother's a young mother, 26 years of age. But the grandfather, he must be running the food place. So my thing is, where was the pot that this child fall into? Because if she is a curious 2-year-old, you have to put her in a place, say from where you're cooking, right? You have to put her in another place so she can run around. Well, not even run around. You tell her, I don't even know any. You have to say something to the child. You have to make it safe. I know Trinidad, like I said, because I lived there before, so I know exactly how it goes. I was in Digger Martin and Arima, and I've been to town, so I know what town looked like. Even though I've been there for ages, but I still know what Trinidad looked like. Yeah, right. Certain parts of Trinidad, right. So where was the pot where the child fall into the pot? Okay, that's the first question. The second question, where was the grandfather? Where was the grandfather? What was he doing? Or was he distracted? Was he serving a customer? Because it's the grandfather who rushed into the kitchen or wherever the pot was, because they didn't say where exactly the pot was, and pour water on her to cool down where she burned, and then they took her to the hospital. So that's my two questions. But my theory is, where was the pot? Like I said, yes, you can cook a big, not a big pan, caterer's pan. I'm sure it was a catering pan on the floor level. So I'm thinking that pot was on floor level. They talk about hob. I know Trinidad gone up now. They're not like before where it was crock pot and coal burner. If you know what a coal burner is, I will get an example of it. But a coal burner, where you put the charcoal, it's like in two sections. You put the charcoal on the top, and then you put a grill on the top, and you can put a pot on there, and you can roast breadfruit, you can roast yam, you can roast variety of things, right? So where was the pot, right? So I leave it right there because if I'm gonna look into it, I don't even. I might do an upload, but I'm gonna look into it when I get a little better. I could talk more better. I gonna look into it because this little girl was so sweet. It's a sweet little girl. Honestly, she could be my daughter. She could be my daughter because she's younger than my daughter. She's 2 years old. 2-year-olds are very curious. They're very curious. They want to get into everything. They want to get into this thing and that thing, and you know what I mean. So If it was a matter of a curious 2-year-old, if you lot know that the 2-year-old was so curious and mischievous, maybe she might be mischievous. Where was the grandfather? Was he distracted? The mother was in the washroom doing something. So it's a house that they must be cooking from. Why the child fell in the pot. But anyway, I could leave it right there because like I could just about talk right now, yeah. I'm still recovering. So with that said, please comment in the section. All the Trinidadians, wherever you are, who's listening to me now, please come and put in your 5 cents, please, because nobody's not going to understand what I'm talking about unless they've been to the West Indies and they understand where the reasons behind it. Okay, why I talk about this little girl, right? The family say they deny she fell in the pot. How can you deny she fell in the pot? Can you deny it? Now they're saying it's story. Now, if it's story, I doubt it's story. All right. So with that said, I'm gonna leave it right there. I ain't even gonna lengthen it out today because I can just about talk. Um, but thank you, Dr. Amira, for coming through, and I'll see you in the next one or the video, the upload, however, if I can catch my breath. And I'll see you. Okay. So take care. Bye.